Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear friends, today I'm going to introduce a unique, rare and a very refreshing phenomena that's happening on the horizon of Pakistani politics in the 73 to 74 year history of Pakistan. The phenomena I'm talking about is United Pakistan. What is United Pakistan? United Pakistan is a revolutionary political party that draws upon its ideals from the philosophy of Imam Shah Muhaddis Delhi. It's unique in its ideology, it's unique in its structure, it's unique in its aim, its objectives, and it's unique in the way it is formed, the way it draws upon the young people from the society, from universities, from colleges, from professionals. My dear friends, United Pakistan, like I said, it draws upon its ideals from the philosophy of Shah Muhaddis Delhi. First and foremost, in politics, it believes in secularism. It believes that all the citizens of Pakistan or any country, any nation among the world, the state, it needs to guarantee that it views its citizens, its people, regardless of their caste, color, creed, or religion, with the same lens. It guarantees the equal rights for all its citizens, regardless of their background in terms of their color, whether they are black or white, regardless of what religious backgrounds they have, regardless of what gender they have, whether they're male or female. It doesn't divide among its people depending on the religious or sectarian divide, and it guarantees the equal rights, whether they are political rights, whether they're social rights, whether they are economic rights. It gives a guarantee that every citizen that belongs to that country or nation should have the same rights. That's what's called secularism. And in its political beliefs, United Pakistan is a secular party. And among the economics, on the economic side of things, United Pakistan believes in socialism. Like it says in Quran, خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا, that whatever we have created in this universe is for all the people combined. It believes it's unfair to have a few millionaires, rather billionaires and multi-billionaires living in our country that control and monopolize 90 to 95% of the resources of this country, who reap the rewards, and the rest of the population of the country, they live hand to mouth. They live in a condition which is malnutritious. Their kids go to the substandard schools and substandard educational institutions, who don't have any future they can look up to, and very few they have most of the resources of the country flowing towards them, and they monopolize the whole resources of the nation. This is a class system in which we live in. This is the capitalist system that we live in, and United Pakistan believes it's unjust, it's uncalled for, it's unacceptable, and we cannot accept the status quo of this system in which very few live the life of kings and queens, and most of the nation lives in abject poverty. So United Pakistan believes economically in socialism. For many, not few. Rather, I'll rephrase it. For everyone, not few. And as a form of electing the government, it believes in the democratic exercise, it believes in democratic institutions, it believes in democracy. That people that the government of the people, for the people, by the people. The people of the country, regardless of color, caste, creed, religion, they have the equal right to elect who needs to govern them. They have the right to be part of the governance of the system, and they have the right to hold the people governing them accountable. If there is no accountability to the people, no matter how luring, how attractive, how beautiful the slogan looks like, whether it's cloaked in the veil of religion, whether it's cloaked in the veil of calling it national security, whatever. United Pakistan believes in total democracy. It believes we cannot be governed by dictatorships, no matter what title is given to, no matter what beautiful, luring, attractive slogan is given to. It has to be democracy and democracy only. And the fourth ideal that it draws upon from the ideology of Shah Waliullah Muhaddis Delvi Rahmatullah Alayh is nationalism. Let me make clear what we believe when we say nationalism. It means we believe in the concept of nation state, that a nation is constituted, is made from the people living in a certain geography, with the language they speak, the culture they have, and the sovereignty upon their resources. The basic right on the resources of the geography they are living in belongs to those people, regardless of the color, regardless of the sect, regardless of the gender, regardless of the religion, because all the people living in that country belong to that nation. So that's the concept of nation state, and that's the concept of nationalism, and that's the concept that United Pakistan believes in. Every human being that lives within the borders of our country, which belongs to the nation of Pakistan, they belong to this nation. And let me make clear, that's nationalism. And then there is another concept that comes out of this ideology of nationalism. That's national democracy. Like Pakistan is not one nation. It's combinations of different nations. It's a multinational country. It has at least 5 different nations living amongst its borders. We've got Punjab, the Punjabi people, they've got their own language, they've got their own culture, they've got their own geography. So Punjabi is a nation. Similarly, we look towards Sindh. Sindh, it's got their language called Sindhi, they have their geography, they've got their culture. Same goes to Balochis, same goes to the Pakhtuns, same goes to the Kashmiris. Now when these nations come together, they come together in federation with their own free will, with their own accord, without any duress, without any pressure, without any subjugation, using their own free democratic right to form a federation, which is this beautiful federation of Pakistan. When these nations come together in the federation of Pakistan, they come together free of any pressure, voluntarily. They come together to exercise the sovereign right of a nation in a federation. And they come as an equal partners. When the nations come together in the federation to exercise their sovereignty towards the external world, they come together as equal partners. They form a federation. So when we accept, under the ideology of nationalism, the national right of Punjabis, the national right of Sindhis, the national rights of Balochis, the national right of Pakhtuns, the national rights of Kashmiris, the federation turns into a beautiful, it becomes a beautiful combination of these nations into a federation, and it becomes strong. So my dear friends, this is the ideology that United Pakistan believes in. It's a combination of secularism, socialism, democracy, nationalism, and national democracy. These are the ideals we believe in. And when United Pakistan will have the state or the institutions of state in their hand, we are going to implement these ideals in making the Constitution of Pakistan. The Constitution will look a modern secular constitution. It will have socialism in its economic system. It will have democracy as the way of choosing the government, not manipulated democracy, not partial democracy, not fake democracy, not selected people, but properly elected people. And that can only be done when the role of capital or when the role of money being spent during the elections is taken out of the election process. That's the way we can elect a truly democratic government. And my dear friends, to challenge the system which is inherent in Pakistan at the moment, which is established in Pakistan at the moment, we need to have a properly trained, a properly organized group of young people who are well versed into these ideals, who are well versed into this ideology of Shah Waliullah Muhaddis Delvi Rahmatullah Alayh, who knows when they're going to form a constitution, what does secular means? How can we implement the secular ideals into the constitution that we are going to form after the revolution? That who knows what does socialism mean? What does khalaqalakum ma fil arzi jamian means? Who know how we are going to redistribute the wealth, that the system works for everyone, not just a few multi-billionaires. Who know what democracy means, who cannot be controlled by giving a pretty slogan out of any particular religion or out of the security concerns and trying to take away the democratic right of the people by indulging them into a useless exercise which in the end is controlled by the established dictatorships which are here anyway. So my friends, we need to take this call of duty that our country needs, that the humanity needs, that the people of this country needs and deserve, to the young people who are the intelligentsia of this country, who go to the colleges, who go to the universities, who are going to be the future of this country. So dear friends, we're going to come to you, whether you are in a university, whether you are living in the society as a general, as professionals, whether you're going to be a teacher or a doctor or an engineer, or you're going to be a worker, or you're going to be a farmer, you're going to be whatever background, whatever field of life you're going to go into. United Pakistan is going to knock on your door, going to plead this case with you. We're going to create a dialogue with you. We're going to come. We don't want to patronize the young people of Pakistan. We know they're very able. We know they're very passionate. We know they're very patriotic. We know they love their country and they love humanity. They're not biased. Sometimes we are being led by the people who have vested interests. But by nature, we are all loving, we are all fair-minded, and we are all progressive, rational human beings. So dear friends, we are going to come to you. We're going to come to your doors. We're going to knock on your doors. We're going to talk to you. We're going to have a dialogue with you. We're going to plead our case that if we want to change this autocratic, if we want to change this sectarian, we're going to change this unjust system which works for just a few billionaires, which work for the dictatorships, which work on dividing the country along the sectarian and religious lines. If we want to change it, we are going to have to organize. We are going to have to put our resources, our energies, our minds, our efforts together. And we're going to have to do it in a scientific way. We'll create an organization, a political party, which starts from the shores of Karachi and Gwadar and goes up to the mountain of Himalayas, to the peaks of Himalayas, which starts from the mountains of Kashmir and go to the deserts and valleys of Balochistan. We'll go to every single neighborhood, we'll go to every single college and uni, and we'll go to every single city and village, and we'll talk to the young people and we'll plead our case. And we will bring together such a strong organization which will challenge this system, which an unjust system which just works for the few multi-billionaires, which work for the dictators, which work for these autocratic people who use the name of religion to divide people, who use the name of religion, who use the name of security to divide the people of Pakistan, so that they don't look towards the reality and come together and create such a harmonious system which welcomes all the people of the society, which works socially, economically, politically to uplift all the people of Pakistan, and then after Pakistan work toward the benefits of the whole humanity and take us out of this utterly hopeless situation and make Pakistan into a beacon of hope in the world. Dear friends, this is a nation which has the population of 220 million. A nation of 220 million, fifth or sixth largest population in the world, some of the best resources in the world. We're sitting on some of the biggest copper reserves in the world. We're sitting on such an ideal strategic location. One side is India, other side is China, other side is Russia, and the Middle Eastern states, Iran and all the Middle East. To the south of us is Indian Ocean. We are sitting in such a strategic location. Just by using our location, we can turn. If we become harmonious with all our neighbors and we just give the trade routes to these nations of billions around us. China is worth billions. India is a nation more than a billion, and the Middle East and the Central Asia. We can just use our geography to change this country into one of the richest countries in the world. We've got a young, thriving population. We are going to have a good young working population in the future. All we need is a party or the people governing the country of Pakistan who don't divide this population, who don't just work for the few dictators or just the few billionaires, and we can change the destiny of this country. Dear friends, that's all I wanted to say today. And one more thing, when United Pakistan says it's going to bring revolution, it's going to change the system of the country, it believes in non-violence. We don't believe in violence. We don't want a single young person of this country to have arms in his hands. We want the people of the country to have wisdom. If you take away the wisdom from the young people of the country, no matter how many arms they've got, they're going to kill each other. So we want to arm the people of the country with the wisdom, with the vision, with the ideology, so that they can take this light of wisdom to every single household in our country and take everyone with us and change the destiny of this nation. So please, just open the door to us to listen to us, because we've got an open ear to listen to you. We've got an open mind. If you've got an idea which is better than this idea, we are open-minded to come to you and listen to you. We are your brothers, your sisters. We are part of this nation, and we want to change the destiny of this nation hand in hand with every single Pakistani and with every single fellow human being in this country. So please, all I'm pleading is, give us a chance just to hear us. And if we got the rationality and the logic on our side, please make a dialogue with us. And we will take this dialogue forward, and we will change these little stream into one mainstream, and we will change all these little droplets into a big torrential downpour, and we are going to change this system of the country from an unjust one to a just one, inshallah.